and gentlemen,
this is 3 Count Review.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Welcome everyone to 3 Count Review. I am KO, aka Howard J. Dingers, and this is the Smackdown live review. I just want to reiterate, I could not do Toronto and SummerSlam reviews this weekend due to technical difficulties and consumption of drinks. Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone that those reviews will be coming out tomorrow, and probably both on the same day, possibly one on Wednesday, possibly one Thursday, but they'll be out later this week, so look forward to those. But anyway, let's kick on with SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens came out to open the show, and he said he loved his moment in Toronto. He said he will always remember that stunner because of the crowd and because he was in his hometown. He will always remember stunning Shane McMahon in Toronto. But he goes on to say that he wants to win King of the Ring. He was announced to be one of the competitors in King of the Ring, and he said that winning the King of the Ring tournament would mean more to him than any other championship that he has won here in WWE, because he watched it as a kid and he loved every person who won it, and he just loved the tournament, and he said it's an honor to be in it, and he's excited to win. And I can't wait. I'm sure he'll probably get screwed out of it by Shane McMahon. I have a pick that I'll get to in a little bit. Shane McMahon comes out and he explains, hey, you low-blowed me, so you're going to have to live with that your whole life. You cheated. But you also attacked Elias, who was an official, and because you attacked a WWE official, I'm going to have to fine you $100,000. And Kevin went on to say, hey man, that's kind of bullcrap. You went on about being a man, and now you're fining me. You're taking money away from me, my family. That money is going to go to, college funds and putting down money on a house and all that stuff. And now you're taking that away from me and my family. And Shane says, Shane has been a really good heel lately, so I like this. Shane also mentioned that Kevin Owens has a match later on tonight, but he's not going to say who the opponent is yet. Shane then leaves, but Kevin Owens quickly follows him backstage, goes to his back office. He wants to attack Shane, but Shane says, I'm a WWE official, so I'll fine you even more. I'll fine every penny of your paycheck. And Kevin said, okay, fine. If it's $100,000, make it $105,000. And he grabs a chair and he throws it at Shane's TV, and then he leaves. This was good stuff. I really like Kevin Owens in this role. Then we had Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair. This was a really good match. This was better than Bayley versus Ember Moon. Even though she lost to Charlotte, Charlotte ended up making Ember tap out with the figure eight. But this was a very good match. I think this almost kind of builds up Ember Moon a little more than Sunday did. Then Daniel Bryan came out and he started yelling at the crowd. He's mad that everyone was accusing him and Rowan. He said that Buddy Murphy is lying and that later tonight he is going to prove it. Then we go back to Shane McMahon backstage. Sarah Schreiber comes up and asks Shane who Kevin Owens' opponent will be tonight. He kind of changes the subject at first. She asks again, and he says, oh, don't worry, I have someone picked out. And then Samoa Joe walks in and says, I want to face Kevin. And Shane goes, yeah, sure. What? So you didn't have someone picked out, Shane. Next we had an Aleister Black closet promo, and he cut another weird promo asking who is going to be the next person to knock. That's exactly how he said it. It was kind of weird. But hey man, I love Aleister Black, so I can't even hate this. Next, we had the best part of SmackDown Live, Buddy Murphy versus Roman Reigns. And this match was fantastic. Early on in the match, Buddy Murphy hit a V-trigger knee on Roman for a very good near fall, kind of teasing a quick end to the match. I have here written in my notes that Buddy Murphy is fantastic, and this match was really good at making Buddy look really strong. It made him look like he can hang with Roman Reigns. This was a decently long match. Commentary was even putting over how good Buddy Murphy was going with Roman Reigns in the ring. This was awesome. I love to see this. A huge Buddy Murphy fan because he is really good in the ring. And that goes on to my King of the Ring prediction. I think Buddy Murphy is my pick. He's got to be. Like, it seems like they're really pushing him right now, and it's strictly because of this Roman Reigns match. I'll bite the bullet on it, but I'm taking a shot in the dark. Buddy Murphy for King of the Ring. Then they had a great exchange of moves with a bunch of V-trigger knees, Superman punches, and great near falls, but ultimately Roman Reigns hit a massive spear on Buddy Murphy, turning him inside out. It looked amazing. I thought Dolph Ziggler's sell of Goldberg's spear was good. This was phenomenal. I want to see Buddy take a Goldberg spear now, but this was awesome. Roman Reigns wins, but Buddy Murphy looks strong in defeat. This was great. We had a Revival interview backstage next, and they said last night during their match, they got distracted because the 24/7 crowd came out, and they got caught up in the commotion, and they became the first ever co-24/7 champions, but they lost it, and they said, you know, it's kind of making the tag team division look like a joke, burying your championship, I might add, but they were blaming the division looking like a joke on the New Day, because the New Day play video games, and they eat a bunch of candy and pancakes and all this stuff. So that's setting up New Day versus Revival later on in the show. Speaking of, we cut to a New Day interview. New Day just kind of hyped up their match with the Revival, but then Kofi was asked about his match with Orton, and Kofi said he felt threatened by Randy even looking at his family. He said that was in itself over the line. So he said he had to defend his family. And you know what? It's a decent explanation for why it happened. It still doesn't excuse the bad ending of the match. And I explained that in my SummerSlam review video tomorrow. Next, we had Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe. And right before the match, Greg Hamilton announced Elias would be the special guest ring enforcer, much like he was on Sunday. And yeah, basically a bunch of distractions from Elias. Eventually, Kevin Owens hit a pop-up powerbomb on Samoa Joe. But during the 2 count, Elias pulled the ref out of the ring. Kevin Owens got up in Elias's face, got mad at him. Samoa Joe rolled him up, and Elias hit the quickest 3 count I have ever seen. Like, I'm not kidding. It was boom, boom, boom. And yeah, Samoa Joe beat Kevin Owens. Kevin was mad. Elias hightailed it out of there as fast as he could. This is good. Shane and Elias have to get some one-ups every once in a while. It can't just be Kevin Owens getting the better of them every time. That, like, you go back and you look at those Stone Cold feuds. Vince got a lot of one-ups on Stone Cold, and it made those eventual Stone Cold victories even bigger. So this is good. I like this stuff. Daniel Bryan then did what Roman did last week, and he cleared the locker room of everyone but Buddy Murphy, and he wanted Buddy Murphy to tell everyone that he lied. Rowan beat up Buddy Murphy when he wouldn't talk, and Rowan put Buddy Murphy up against the wall like Roman did, and Buddy eventually admitted that he did lie. Now, this is really good because earlier in the show, Daniel said if anyone was put up against the wall, they would tell you exactly what you wanted to hear. And he proved his point here while also clearing his own name. This was really good stuff by Daniel Bryan. Bryan also had a really good line here. He just goes, man, I really just hate liars. Good stuff. And then the main event of the show is the New Day of Big E and Xavier Woods versus the Revival. New Day make their entrance first, but before the Revival come out, Randy Orton comes out. Randy says that Kofi is going to have to answer his kids in a few years. Why did you run away from the bad man? Why did you take the easy way out? And Randy said that Kofi's answer is going to be that I couldn't beat Randy Orton. Randy said, you know what? I'll give you another chance, though. Tonight, how about a 6-man tag match? And Kofi agreed, so it became a 6-man tag match. The New Day versus the Revival and Randy Orton. This was an okay match. It went through a commercial break. The heels dominated most of the match until a Big E hot tag. Big E cleared house, and then he tagged in Kofi. Kofi hit a boom drop, and he also escaped an RKO right after this. Kofi then tagged in Woods, and Woods fights off Dash and Dawson for a while, but eventually a shatter machine on Woods. 1, 2, 3. The Revival and Randy Orton beat the New Day. Revival start to leave, but then they come back into the ring. They beat up on the New Day. Kofi makes the save and takes out the Revival, but then Randy comes in, hits an RKO on Kofi, hits an RKO on Xavier, hits an RKO on Big E, and hit another RKO on Kofi, and this was a really good segment. I think this was a really good build into what I'm assuming is going to be Kofi and Randy at Clash of Champions. That was the main event match, but there was one more segment before we went off air. It was Daniel Bryan and Rowan backstage waiting for Roman Reigns. Roman walks in, and Daniel demanded an apology, much like Samoa Joe got last week when he was proven innocent. Roman looked like he was ready to fight, but Daniel said, whoa, 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 before you start anything and you get your butt kicked, he said, we conducted our own investigation and we found out who attacked you, and we will bring the culprit to you next week. Another good cliffhanger here. I enjoyed this one a lot more than the one they did 2 weeks ago, but this is good stuff. I'm excited to watch SmackDown next week. I like this storyline a lot, so I'm really excited to see who it ends up being. If it is Daniel Bryan, if they're trying to swerve us, or if it's someone else. I really don't mind who it's going to be. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I'm excited to see it. Overall, great episode of SmackDown Live. Favorite parts were definitely the Buddy and Roman match and the Ember and Charlotte match. It made everyone in those matches look strong, and I think that's very important in these kind of matches. The only thing that I wasn't fond of, there has not been a single mention of the Fiend on Raw or SmackDown, and that scares me a little bit. I've heard a lot of rumors that maybe Bray went a little too far with, like the head lantern and that kind of stuff. So I'm scared that they might have to scale that down. Hopefully Bray is able to work with that, but that does scare me a little bit. But overall, like I said, great episode of SmackDown. I can't wait for next week. And that was the SmackDown Live review. Tell me what you thought of SmackDown Live in the comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow for NXT.
Pulling up strong, I'm need at least one. I might be too on. Wishing inside I could feel so numb. Oh, now that you're gone away, you feel it in the night. You want what's underneath. It's alright, no